For years, I was obsessed with manifestation. I tried all the techniques around the umbrella of manifestation, whether it was law of attraction, law of assumption, visualizing, scripting, and I obtained magical results up until a point where simply I felt stuck. I felt that there wasn't joy anymore. I felt like a robot, and I was very confused if even manifestation was real or not. If you have been on the journey with me, you have known about my struggle and my, spiritual crisis that I had. In fact, it led me to stop this channel completely in the way that I was doing before. And now I'm just posting videos whenever I feel inspired, because I learned this radical change and 4 steps of awakening, which I would reduce to unmanifesting. That is exactly what I have experienced and experimented, is rather than manifesting something, let me unmanifest everything. If you're also feeling the burnout and you feel confused, well, this video is no coincidence, but it's for you. Hello everybody, my name is Naya, and as I said before, on this channel, I just use it as a hobby. I just post only whenever I feel inspired, and some of my videos are actually got deleted from this channel, and now I post them as my old archives on my Patreon. So if you want those extra videos, you can find them on Patreon, as everything else that I offer is on my description box. All the links are down below. And now let's get started with this unmanifesting experience and what I learned throughout my journey since it's been here online for 7 years. You guys know I'm super authentic, and I shared my struggles, I shared my experience and my experiment with no filter here on camera. And you know what? Either you love me or hate me, because a lot of the things that I have experienced have to do with spiritual crisis, evolving and growing. And yes, I did change my mind a lot, but that is the part of spiritually growing and evolving. It's really chaotic and it's messy, and sometimes it doesn't look inspirational, but that is part of being authentic online. You can't be perfect all the time. And that's the road and the journey that I decided to go along. I do not want to be this inspirational guru or inspirational teacher. I'm flawed, I'm human, and I can only share authentically my own experience. And you can take this if it resonates, or just comment down below and let me know your stories, because together actually we can grow and learn even more, since I'm a huge believer that nobody knows exactly 100% not only how manifestation works, but this consciousness and universe operates. So it's a constant research within yourself. So I think a lot of us at some point we have experienced learning about manifestation and really be up and running and wanting to manifest, whether it is our specific person or money or abundance, and we start affirming and visualizing, and then at some point we feel more anxious than before, more doubtful than before. Even though it might have worked in the past, it will come to a point where you feel like, is there something more? Because even though I might know, for example, in my case, the robotic affirming works, or affirmation works, or visualization works, the more I was doing all of these techniques, the more anxious and doubtful I was feeling. But moreover, I feel that at some point I just lost the joy of the process of getting my desires for a reason or another. Then, as you guys know, a lot of bad things started happening to me in 2025 that led me to just pause and reflect that there has to be a better way, not only to get desires, but just to evolve spiritually while still having desires. But I don't think like that you need to necessarily apply this much effort, because if manifesting is something that we are always doing no matter what, then we shouldn't apply all this effort in order to manifest. And I started thinking there must be a better way, and that's where my unmanifesting process started beginning. Rather than trying another technique to share it here on YouTube, pressuring myself to do another video because I felt this huge pressure. I need to show that I keep manifesting things, otherwise people won't believe in me anymore, or I'm an imposter. Like, I need to show and perform and manifest more and try another technique. And and it was just exhausting. Like the more techniques that I was using, the more I was affirming. And nothing against affirmation, by the way, because I know that they do work. I'm just talking about my personal experience. But the more I was doing this, the more sad I was feeling and the more anxious I was feeling, like I said. And generally I felt burned out, and I felt, what's even the point of manifesting this desire? I felt completely stuck and I didn't know what to do. And so I decided to completely destroy this channel. As I posted those videos that I was over with certain content, I decided to completely let go, surrender, and trust a higher process, and just stop manifesting altogether. Which at the beginning, when I stopped this channel completely in the way that I used to do before, was really scary, because I thought, what if now that I will stop affirming, everything will just stop? I won't manifest anymore. I will revert back to misery, or things will just not move forward. But I knew in my heart that I just had to do it. I just had to surrender and let it all go. And in that void space, I started, instead of like, my experience showed me something different. Instead of finishing everything and not manifesting anything anymore, I started finding myself back, which was the first thing. I started going back to things that I loved, like the tarot, just posting videos because I really wanted to post them, because I really genuinely wanted to help people, for example, through the tarot. And then the more I was letting go and the more I was connecting and stop micromanaging every single thing. Like, for example, I desire something. I know I can affirm for it. Now I'm going to affirm for it and create this morning routine. And now I'm going to get it. And now I'm going to do, I let go of all of that. And I just said in my mind, if it's done, it's done. If it's done, it's done. I just chill now. And I made a video actually when I was in this process of letting go. And what shocked me was the new opportunities started to opening up in my life as in this process of manifesting that I would never even thought before. I went back to drawing. Maybe I can post some of my drawings over here, which is something that I wasn't doing for a very long time. And I felt back the joy into doing something and just create out of creativity. I started back going and playing guitar just for the sake of playing guitar and singing. My relationships improved, my mental health improved, and then some of the things that I actually wanted to manifest, some of the things that some of the solutions that I wanted to have around projects or problems or even health-wise started to get better and better. And the ideas and the solutions just came naturally in my life. And then we could say a bridge of events unfold, but to be honest, it was just logical to be in that bridge of events and just keep going. And then I realized that sometimes when we are manifesting, it's like watering a seed up to its death. If you have ever watered a plant, you know that if you water a seed too much, it dies. It's just too much water. And that is exactly what we're doing with our desires when we are so attached to them, but moreover, when we are so attached to the outcome, like I need to get this money, I need to get this SP, we are literally strangling our manifestations without even realizing. And I know that I've been preaching for a while, you just have to be persistent, you have to be consistent and just affirm. And I'm not necessarily saying that that doesn't work, but from what I have experienced, this doesn't work in the long term, and it's not, in my humble opinion, the healthiest thing to do for your mind. Because like I said, in practicality, we are always manifesting. So I am not saying that you have to let go of your desires. I have never said that, because you're gonna desire the things that you want and you're gonna think about the things that you want all the time, and that is normal. But what you release is the attachment to the outcome, because in fact you realize that you don't need to strangle your desires, that in practicality they are already done, and you can trust and allow a higher force, which, for example, somebody like Vadim Zeland, who is a Russian quantum physicist and the creator of reality transurfing, calls outer intentions. When you just make outer intentions, which is the divine force outside of you, as Florence Scovel would put it, work for you, then everything else becomes so much easier, and you don't feel the need to micromanage the outcome. And that is the power of surrendering. And then as I was in this process of surrendering and then manifesting, and I was seeing that my manifestation and my desires were coming to me anyway, because I was just keeping a positive attitude. I was generally grateful for my life, and I was cultivating the present moment. Then I went to Italy, and there I had my biggest revelation. I was so happy and backed in full alignment with myself. And all of a sudden, out of coincidence, I found this book from Joe Vitale, which I don't know the name of the book in English because I bought it in Italian, but it's basically the law of abundance. And as I was reading the first pages of this book, I realized I am not going crazy. And if you're feeling like I've been feeling as well, and this video is resonating with you, you are not going crazy. You're just in the next steps of manifestation and spiritual evolutions. Because Joe Vitale in this book, in the first chapter, says that there are 4 stages of awakening when it comes down especially to manifestation. The first stage is basically when you discover manifestation, or even before that. You feel like a victim, you feel like, why these things are happening to me, and that you have no control over your reality, and just you're basically functioning on your programs or programs of society. Then it turns out that you discover the law, and then all this auto affirmation process and control starts happening, which is very empowering. And it definitely happened to me, where you're like, oh, I'm gonna manifest this, and I'm gonna control, and I'm gonna affirm for it, and I'm God of my reality, and I can do it, and you start even getting results. Then after a while, if you are going to experience what I have experienced, after the results that you're gonna get, you're gonna continue on that path, and then you're gonna feel burned out, and you're gonna feel like there must be something else. And the more you will discover, and you will ask this question, because remember, you can watch so many videos about spirituality online, but experience is your greatest teacher. It's not me, it's not anyone online, it is you and your own experience. Because once you experience something, it's done. It's impressed in your subconscious mind. And we know that the subconscious manifests. So once you're gonna get to the stage of like control, I can get this, I'm God of my reality, then the burnout, then what is gonna happen? You're gonna realize, I need to let it go. I need to surrender. There must be a higher force. And you're gonna be in this process, which is the 4th stage of awakening, of you surrendering to a higher force and recognizing that even though you're the God of your reality, there is actually a higher force. And some people just jump directly into this awareness. It really depends on your consciousness, as we are all in different level of awareness and consciousness at the same time. That's why manifestation at the end of the day boils down to self-awareness, in my opinion, and direction of thoughts. But after that, then Joe Vitale says, you're going to learn what it is, the law of abundance. And that is the 4th stage of awakening. You're going to experience that not only you are God and God lives in you, but God is in everything. The trees are God, the other people that don't agree with you are God, everything is God. And you're going to start seeing God everywhere you go. If you are not okay with the word God, you can say source or infinite awareness. I say God because it's shorter, to be honest. And then once you realize that if the creator is in everything and everyone and breathes through me and experiences through me, it's not really just about controlling reality or quantum jumping where I want. Everything that I want, it's already here. And you're going to experience, because oftentimes we hear Neville Goddard, it is already done, creation is finished. But one thing is to hear and one thing is to experience. Once you know that the creator is here in everything, you're going to start to see God in everywhere you go. And if you see God everywhere you go, you see abundance everywhere you go. So the moment that you get a desire, not only you're going to be able to know that you can have it, step 2, step 3, you're going to release it straight away. You're going to release the outcome, because you know that there are going to be infinite opportunities and ways in which it comes to you, and outer intention can do it for you, and you're going to take actions only when it makes sense. Step number 3, you will know that you can have it, because in fact, everything is abundant. Everything is abundantly here, and it is already done. And this is what I called, and this is what I want to leave you with, the process of manifesting. You learn first, you think you're a victim and that you have zero control over your reality and you're going to believe the programs of society. Second, you're going to awaken and realize that you actually are in control and can manifest in quantum jump in whatever reality that you want, and everything at the end of the day is true and false at the same time. And third and fourth, you're going to realize and unmanifest. You don't need to manifest anything because everything is just already available to you. And you just let it come to you because you don't strangle your desires anymore. And with this, you're going to regain your mental health is going to improve, in my opinion. You're not going to struggle. You're not going to go on a burnout. You're going to live in a journey of trust and allowance. And that has been my experience with unmanifesting. Now, the only affirmations that I have been practicing are the Ho'oponopono prayer and some mantras that I know, because they keep me in focus and in check with positivity, gratitude, love, which is the highest energy of all, and just this process of flowing and surrendering. And then I try to do every day this practice to recognize God everywhere I go, because I know that whatever I focus on expand. And if I focus on God, if I focus on abundance in this sense, then that is what I will experience in my reality. And this made me feel closer to my soul, and it made me feel closer to my deceased mother on the other side, and my desires even, and just a higher force. So now when I have a desire, I just know that somehow, some way, a miracle will be performed if I focus on those things that I said. So this is my process of unmanifesting. Let me know in the comment section down below, how do you feel, in what part of your journey you are, and if you have ever felt the sensation that when you surrender and let go, that's when you found the solutions and that's when you saw your manifestation unfolding. Let me know as well in the comment section if you want to practice unmanifesting and if it makes any sense. For extra videos and my old archives, like I said, I am posting them right now on Patreon, as well as a weekly extra video every week. I do monthly pico card readings on my tarot channel and collective readings when I channel from spirit, and so we can, study spirituality through that as well. And all my private services are obviously down below. They are limited in spots per month, so I just restocked them right now, but if you see them sold out, you just have to wait for a month and then they will be active again. Thank you so much, you guys. I know this is a little bit random, as I only post over here randomly, like I said, but I really hope that this video came at the right stage in your life and we can share these experiences together. I love you guys, and thank you so much for all of you who stayed on this channel and kept showing your support despite my spiritual crisis and all the internal conflicts that I had. I just hope that I can keep this channel as a hobby and just post when I feel inspired, and that will resonate with you in the long term. I love you guys, and see you soon. Bye.